So let's go back to the data set we had, right? We did change the row indices. We want to revert it back to the way it was. Okay, so that's what we had. The city was a different column, the state was a different column, and so on, so right. And we had the the numbers as the index or the row values. Okay. So df dot state, we know how to extract that. Okay, what if we want to, so let's say we wanted to use the same form df dot state. So df dot city we could extract. Okay, we could extract. Okay, what about the third column or the fourth or the fifth and sixth column, right? You see there are spaces in between household and income, and between income and lower end, and there is, so would we be able to do this df dot okay, yeah, I've already done that. Okay, so let's see. Okay, so we know we can do df dot state. Can we do this df dot middle class household lower income? You can't. Okay, so you see the moment you see this strange name for a column, you can't, okay, or you cannot use that same thing. So what you will have to do is you will have to use this kind of an approach to sort of extract that column, or you want to use that lock method, that LOC method, okay, which is df.lock, and you want to use that column name to extract. Okay, so this is all rows and that column. Okay, so that's one of the two ways you can do that. Okay, or ideally, and normally in data sets, in your in the data sets you will be dealing with, you don't want to be typing all these column names over and over again, right? These are pretty long, right? So what you can instead do is you can rename the columns. Okay, so for example, you can rename it using let's try one thing. Okay, so let's try this thing, df dot rename. Okay, columns, you assign a dictionary of key value pairs, okay, to this. So this is the syntax to change the column name. Okay, and you see that now the columns are the column names have changed. Okay, so city, so we changed the middle class household income to HHIL, middle class household income higher to HSIH, and so on, right? Home price, and COLI. Okay, cost of living index to COLI. Okay, and we can extract those columns in case you don't want to look at the entire data set like this. Okay, you thought you changed the column names, right? But you didn't, right? Because you just said that you wanted to rename. What you also want to do while you rename the column is you want to do in place equals true. Okay, you can either do this, you can either say I want to rename the columns. Okay, I want to rename, you want to rename this column from this and assign it to df dot columns like this. Okay, you can either do that, okay, or you can just say in place equals true. Okay, if you do in place equals true, which is typically what I would recommend in any case, okay, if you do in place equals true, you will see that the column names actually changed for the df. Okay, so that was changing column names, and similarly you could change the row names as well. We will do a couple of examples of that. Okay, we can so initially we read this data set using this pd.read command or pd.read_csp command. Okay, we can also create a dictionary, a data frame from scratch. Okay, so let's go back to that section. Right here we can also create data frames from a dictionary. Okay, so let's recreate like this small data set. Okay, I don't want to create the whole thing by hand because it's pretty cumbersome, you know. So what you have to do is you have to assign key value pairs to each variable for city for the column. Okay, for state, okay, and then you want to use that use this 5 or 1 2 3 4 5 6 variables which has key value pairs for the row IDs, okay, row values, okay, row indices 0 1 2 3 4, and the name of what that row contains for that column. Okay, what that row contains is Seattle, Salt Lake City, and so on, right? Same thing for state, it's Washington, Utah, and so on, right? And then you take this thing and put it in a data frame. Okay, so if I run this entire box of code, okay, if I run this entire box of code, I will get that same data frame. Okay, you see this? So I'm going to take all these things and assign it to a key value pair where I call this as a city, the city as a column name, and I take this city which has a set of key value pairs and assign it to that city key called city. So we know dictionary, right? Key value, right? Key value, key value. So you're taking a dictionary of dictionaries and assigning it to a data frame. Okay, basically that's what, and that's how you create it. Okay, you probably will not use this probably ever, but it's good to know. Okay.